ये है अनसेट फीलिंग शैंकी के क्लिप्स, जहां आपको बड़े बड़े पॉडकास्ट एपिसोड्स छोटा छोटा करके दिखाया जाएगा। तो देखते रहिए और सीखते रहिए।
But I really hope that younger people and that men, honestly, I feel like men have to be part of this change. You know, men see sexuality as like women and queer people's problem. Like all this feminism, gay में, LGBT, ये मेरा क्या है इसमें? You know, but men need to be part of the solution and see this as a human issue. And actually, they have so much to gain also. Like, you know, this whole system of limited rights for some people does not serve men either. It would be a better world, a more expansive, joyful world where sex is easier to access and more fun, and where you can see everybody as an equal instead of looking down on half the population. That, you know, there's something to gain from that as well. So I invite men to participate more instead of seeing these things as other people's issues.
So there's some people, say everyone who's listening to this podcast, and they are not very open to it. But if there are few words from your end, what would you tell them?
To the men watching?
To the men watching and who really want to be a part of this change, but maybe they're a little hesitant somewhere. So
you can't be hesitant. You know, I love men. I really do. I think that it's unfortunate that whenever a woman criticizes patriarchy or a certain behavior that men have been socialized to partake in, then they go, oh, feminism, you know, like men get very triggered and like, oh, not all men and stuff. Like, no, dude. I really like men. I really do. Sadly, I'm attracted to men. I've loved men, and I know some good men. And I think I would like to believe that all men are capable of better. I think the bar is extremely low. I think that, like, unfortunately, we have so much internalized misogyny that families even raise their male child. It's like there's such a how should I say, societal pressure to give birth to a boy child, that then they get this special status ever since they just roll out of bed and it's like, me, guchu, muchu, you know? Yeah. You're just so like coddled from such a young age into believing you're God's gift to mankind, because the whole world, including your mother and the whole family and everything, is like men get like some special status still in society and in people's households. You know, to this day, female infanticide is a thing, man. Absolutely. Like, let's look at the facts, okay, before we say not all men and get all triggered in the comments. We're living in a country where female fetuses are killed before they get to be birthed for the gender of the fetus. Like, think about that, right? Where so many aspects of it's just not a level playing field. It is stupid to not acknowledge that. That doesn't make men bad or all men bad, but it is not a level playing field for you to be blind to the fact that there's a gap that needs to be bridged and that you have to help bridge that gap. Absolutely. It's just like, come on. And also, I think that you have to recognize that you have so much to gain here. Do you want to have all these pressures that ideas of masculinity like put on your head? Do you want your self-worth to be linked only to how much money you make, how much land you have? Like, you know, all this stuff about being the provider and never being able to cry or express emotion or never being able to ask for help. Do you like that shit? Like,
I know what you think.
It's not great for you either. So if we all dismantle most of the stuff all of us have been told about gender, sexuality, is all rubbish. Like, we would all be so much happier and able to have such a lot of openness and empathy and kindness in our lives if we dismantled all of that. Really like thought about, like, who are you really? Are we even that different? Like, what makes a man and a woman so different? Actually, are we that different? We're not actually that different. You know, we conform to these differences that ideas of gender have made us believe we must conform to. So I must learn to cook and be pleasant and beautiful and, you know, like be nice all the time and stuff, and you must be strong and
financially
like have a really good,
a lot of money
like, but don't we both want to be loved and understood and appreciated and like cared for? And maybe we want to be creative and we want to play. Maybe we want to you know, feel less alone in our lives. We probably have lots of the same goals. Yes. Actually,
I think, and for the same, Lisa, I think being a man here, sitting here, like talking to you, I have got a lot of backlashes where, say example, there was a time sometimes I apply nail paints. Okay, there are people on the comments coming on me saying like, oh, why are you behaving like a woman here? Okay, be a man. There are, say, LGBTQ events I be a part of because I really want to be a part of. So whenever I'm doing these things, and whenever I'm being a little more vulnerable, trying to talk out to the people, saying that okay, being a man, I'm also facing all of this. All the people out there, they think that okay, you are being a woman now, and they start commenting bad, they start saying bad things, and I think this has to change.
Yeah.
A lot of things have to change. Until and unless we keep an open mind about all the things that you mentioned, I think as Indians or as just a human, we are not going to grow.
Even the world, all over the world.
All
it's
over
like
the
this.
world.
Yeah.
ऐसे और क्लिप्स देखने के लिए आप इस चैनल को सब्सक्राइब करो, और इसी क्लिप्स के फुल वर्जन या कि फुल पॉडकास्ट देखने के लिए आप हमारे मेन चैनल पे जाके देख सकते हैं. तब तक के लिए नमस्ते.